What an empowerment queen this is, right? Can I get another round of applause? I'm going to tell you a bit about what we do at Agency Amsterdam and about generative AI in general. So this is us. This is my co-founder, Karina, on the left side. She's our client lead. And I'm Chrissie Cremers. And we're both living in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. And we founded Agency Amsterdam not so long ago, actually, a little bit over a year ago. So it wasn't a long time ago. And we were, as in generative AI, everything goes so fast. So there's a new tool coming up every day. There's new features. And as the trajectory of AI moved upwards, we kind of grew with it. And we were very lucky in that respect. So we now work with 40 creative people all over the world. But we're still growing and we still need people on board. So I've already spoken to some of you who are interested in becoming an AI creator. And during these 3 days, I'm going to teach you together with my fellow teachers everything I know about generative AI. So hopefully you can also join our competition. So we extended the competition deadline, so you can also apply for the competition with what you made today and tomorrow, so that might be good to mention. So I'm going to dive a little bit deep in what is generative AI. So generative AI is capable of generating visual or textual outputs with the help of a text prompt. So you give the tool an assignment. This is called a prompt. And the tool is trained to understand the language you put in there. And the better you prompt it, the better the output. And you can give a textual prompt, but you can also give a visual prompt. So you can, for instance, feed it an image and it will understand, okay, this is the kind of image you're looking for. And then it translates your input to visual output. So for instance, this is an example of what you do with prompting. So there's a whole bunch of text you feed into it, and you change a minor thing, you just make a small adjustment, and the whole output is different. So for instance, the two on the right side is actually the same prompt. Well, what happens with the right one is structured and the middle one is not structured. And sometimes the not structured gives you better output because you're looking for not structured output. But if you're looking for a neat structured output, you can also structure your prompt. So you can tell the output is different. And that's what happens with AI. You can tweak it minorly and get very different results. And what AI, the thing with generative AI, how we work, is that normally when you make a photograph or you videotape something, then you have a high resolution, right? And then for social purposes, you sometimes have to bring the resolution down because it's going to be too big of a file. In generative AI, it's the other way around. So you start with a very small image, quite small, very small movie, then you have to upscale it and improve it, upscale it again, and make sure that it's high quality in the end. I'm sure that in a few years we won't be having this problem, but this is now what we have to do. So you can tell from the yellow leaves, for instance, the orange leaves, that before upscaling it was kind of blurry, not defined, and then you use an upscaling tool, and instantly all the structures, like the textures, are defined. And it's a very, very important step in AI creation. So I would advise you to go into the upscaling tools like Kria or Magnific, because it really helps the output. So this is how a diffusion model works. So you have the large language models who give the output like ChatGPT. That is language-based, textual-based. But in image creation, we work with diffusion models. A diffusion model is a big foundation model is fed with trillions of data parameters, billions of parameters, lots of data, very big foundation models, and then there are two ways to optimize a diffusion model. So the foundation model, the base model, also called, is the general model. If you do the general thing, sometimes you want to have a training on a certain product, for instance, on a car or a product that you have in your business. Then you put an extra layer of data on top of it, which is called a LoRa. You feed it with your car images, and the diffusion model is extra well trained then to output that car in its results. But what you can also do is fine-tune the foundation model. What you do then is that you make sure that you change the foundation model. So the LoRa you can take off and you can put a new LoRa on top of it. So the foundation model does not change. If you fine-tune it, you change the foundation model, the results will be better, but the problem is the foundation model cannot be used again. So you need a lot of foundation models for that, so it takes a lot of data. So when you live, for instance, here, or also actually in the Netherlands, it takes a lot of GPU to do the fine-tuning. So for some it makes sense if you have a very high-profile customer or a high-profile product, which is also a very quite expensive product, for instance. But mostly we use LoRa's for training on cosmetics, fashion items, things like that. The LoRa is a better choice. So we are specialized in synthetic media production. And synthetic media is, well, it's kind of fake. So what we do is we create media with the help of generative AI, and we create people who do not exist, situations that do not exist, but, and we do that in the form of static output, so that's cinematography, AI video and animation, so that's moving, and sonic solutions, so that's everything auditive, like the voiceover, we do voice cloning, music soundtracks, and sound effects. So why do brands choose AI? It's very cost efficient, so the costs involved are way less than in traditional media productions. There's no yearly buyout. We don't charge buyouts, so people, our brands, our clients, agencies we work for, they get our imagery and our video, they can use it for an infinite amount of time. It's license free. There's no portrait rights on the people if the people are not real. If they are synthetic, then you don't have to pay portrait rights. It's very flexible in post-production, so when you have created something, clients are very typical and they're always the same. Clients see something, they give you an assignment, you send them something back, they're like, oh yeah, but now that I see it, I kind of wanted it the other way. And then before, we couldn't do that. With photography, you have made a picture, right? You cannot change it. It's very hard. It takes like hours and hours of retouching to change just a little thing. But with AI, it says, you want to change the shirt? Sure, we'll change the shirt. You want to have a different age of that person? Sure, we can do it. So for the client, it's an ideal tool to work with. And the lead times are also much shorter. So it takes a lot less time to create content or campaigns for your client. How can and does generative AI help create a more equitable world? I think this is a very important part, that Gen AI can really be put to do better and to do good stuff for the world. So for instance, education. Suddenly, for everyone all over the world, if you have ChatGPT, you have this perfect tutor. It speaks your language, it can help you do your homework, it can train you, you can give it assignments, make me better, give me quizzes, teach me how this and this can be done. Before this, you would need a private tutor, a very expensive tutor, to get there. So now if you have ChatGPT, you have access to the best tutor in the world. And it speaks every language.